and I'll never back down. In the middle of the ring is where I lay the smack down. Against all odds, I will always prevail. So when you step to me, it's like hell in a cell.
Greetings and salutations, this is Christopher Daniels. I'm talking to my main man Delzinski right now. Any video game show, any video game channel, any YouTube channel called Vintage Shizzle is indeed hashtag Daniels approved.
Yo! Alright guys, Delzinski here. It's We Talk Wednesday and I'm joined by the 60-second man. It's none other than Professor Weeds. How you doing, Weeds?
I'm alright, mate. How are you?
I'm very good. You recovered? You feeling better?
I was a sick note last week. I think we could probably tell from the week before that my voice was starting to disappear, and it completely disappeared last week, which I'm sure a lot of our listeners would probably be quite happy about.
It's probably all your screaming like Nikki Bella.
Oh, I can't get that high-pitched. Not anymore. Not since the operation.
What? It's been a very bizarre week on Raw. I mean, I watched it and I thought, what the hell is going on? So I think your Raw roundup this week has got even more meaning to it because I think we need some clarification on what's going down on Raw at the moment.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's just all over the place, which sometimes is good and sometimes can be bad. Hashtag Jerry Springer. So this week I was thinking we're going to talk about, first of all, obviously 60-second Raw Roundup, your forte. You ready for that this week?
I've got 102 to beat, haven't I? 102.
Yes, you're a bit like. Well, I was going to say you're a bit like Goldberg, but you're kind of completely not.
I'm the 62-second. No, I'm like the reverse of Goldberg, the opposite of Goldberg.
What, you can't stop losing?
You played me at FIFA, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. Play him, he's not very good.
I'm not very good.
So, yes, obviously we're going to kickstart with your Raw Roundup. That will lead us on to Who is the Bunny? A new segment created by Delzinski.
Is this relevant to Raw? Or?
Yes. Did you have you not covered this in your roundup?
I've left the bunny a special place for you because I'm sure you want to go detective on this.
Yeah,
so he will be covered briefly in the roundup.
I'm gonna whip out my Sandal Sherlock Holmes outfit.
Okay, I'm glad that's all you're whipping out.
That's all just this week. There's usually more, but just this week.
But you've had an operation as well, have you?
What is up with you this week? What have you come back as?
It's these medicine that I've been giving me. I'm very, very happy, though. Very, very happy.
Are you Kelly Maloney?
Maybe not.
Right. Okay. Weird. Yeah, definitely good reason to talk about Jerry Springer this week after all the stuff you're coming out with. So anyway, who is the bunny? We'll talk about that later. Then we're going to talk about that Bella segment.
I mean, yay! Can't wait.
It was
Painful.
Yeah, it's just going to be painful to talk about, to be honest. And then last but not least, Orton Jericho.
Did we miss something?
I maybe missed out on a few years by the looks of it.
Has Randy reunited a feud from, 6 years ago?
He's got in a time machine by the looks of it. Very weird decision. Have they run out of ideas with these two and decided to just stick them together? I mean, I kind of think it might come out as quite a good feud, but
if Jericho's still there.
Well, I think he's going to be there a bit longer now, because why would they do that otherwise?
He's about to go on tour, isn't he? So maybe, unless he's going to juggle his commitments, perhaps he is. I don't know.
So, yeah, odd. But we're going to cover all these subjects today in We Talk, and as well, I've got just the one shout out this week. It's doing well.
Only one Daniels approved?
Only one Daniels approved. Only one Bagwell approved. I mean... Come on, guys. Basically, Wednesdays, tweet me at Delzinski, and you'll get a shout out as well. The more, the merrier.
That's quite creepy.
Wasn't meant to be creepy.
It came across as creepy.
just got that kind of creepy persona going on at the moment.
I'm going to say this is the start of a very weird episode of We Talk today.
Samuel Shaw style.
Anyhow, shall we kick off?
Oh, you ready?
Oh, I'm always ready. I'm born ready.
But you're never ready for this because you never get it right.
I wouldn't hold your breath this week either.
Well, did someone leaving a comment a couple of weeks ago? It's like, sure, oh, maybe it's just me imagining it. Someone's like, weeds can't do it.
I can't do it. Maybe weeds can do it. Maybe you misread it.
Can you conquer the 60 seconds?
I can have a bloody good go.
Come on. Right. Let's get the stopwatch ready. Here we go. Here's stopwatch. Got a trusty stopwatch. Got my iPhone 6.
You sure you're not going to get a watch?
Got my iPhone watch.
Your iWatch.
That sounds creepy. Anyway, I haven't really. Got my stopwatch. Traditional and old school. Oh, Hebner style. Right.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. Okay, so in 3, 2. Are you sure you're ready to do this, to be honest? It can't take failure anymore.
Is this the last chance saloon?
It is.
Am I out of my ear? I'm out of my ear after this if it goes Pete Tong.
I don't know who else I'm going to find to replace you, so probably not.
Well, I'm happy to throw down the challenge to you.
No, you can stay.
Well, stick with me. Shall we? Stick with me. I thought that might be okay.
Right, okay then. 3, 2. Oh, don't forget the rules, by the way. Just so you know, the rules you sometimes might forget them. Do you want me to remind you of the rules?
Yes, please.
The rules are that when you get to the last 10 seconds, you will hear what would you prefer this week? Daniels approved or Bagwell approved?
Bagwell. Let's go back to Bagwell.
Okay.
We're covered.
Right, brilliant. Excellent. I still haven't seen him, by the way. I don't know where he's gone.
He's never coming back.
What did you do to him? It gets more and more creepy. Right. Okay, this time we're going to do it. 3, 2, 1. Go!
Season premiere of Raw. Now, when did Raw start getting a season premiere? Because I don't ever seem to remember this, but apparently it had one this week, so that was important. They felt the need to put a couple of great matches on. They actually opened up with what I thought was the best match, which was Y2J and Bray Wyatt in the cage. Were we looking at Y2J going on a potential hiatus? Because he got his knee, well, he took an awful bump off the top of the cage and kind of rolled up his knee. Assume it's part of the storyline. Cena was given a great promo by Heyman, which is probably Heyman still regularly the best thing on Raw at the moment. Then Randy randomly attacked Y2J. As we've said already, did we miss something? NXT starting to pop up on Raw regularly. This can only be a good thing. AJ and Paige. Newsflash, still very weird.
I will approve.
Jerry Springer did a Bella intervention, which was god-awful. And Sandow is still the funniest thing on Raw.
By God, this is the closest yet, isn't it?
What was it? Was it 59 or was it 101?
Just getting some word from the adjudicators.
I didn't know we had those.
Adjudicator says...
Our wage bill's going through the roof.
Shush, I'm trying to play this out so it sounds really good. 58.73.
Oh, I could have mentioned Roman Reigns. I left him out because I got bored by it by the end of it.
Did you mention The Miz?
I mentioned Sandow, and he's more relevant than The Miz.
I'm just finding ways to scupper your 60 seconds on a weekly basis.
I only mention the things that I like. I don't like The Miz.
Oh, it's like that, is it? Good question. That
segment with The Miz and Ziggler, I hate seeing Ziggler talk like that because it's so scripted and it's so false, and he hates saying it, and you can tell he hates saying half the stuff, and the photos that were coming out were just cringe.
Yeah, I didn't really like seeing the photos because it reminded of those pictures that you showed me of you and Bagwell in Egypt, and I just didn't like it. It just brought back untold memories.
We had no blurred bits on our ones,
no,
did we?
There's no need for that. No need. The spray tan, I mean, you went through about 10 tons of it with Bagwell. I mean, come on. Stop using my Ron seal.
Stop me. Yeah, I did the fence afterwards.
Well, anyway.
So what did you think of Raw?
I'm still getting over that he did 58.73. That is pretty good.
I'm getting quicker, but not quite right yet.
We'll get there. But being inside is better than being outside.
I
I
don't know what you thought of Raw this week. I was a bit meh with Raw. It'd been doing quite well, I thought, for the last 3 weeks, but it's just, well, we didn't do this last week, obviously, but it just felt a bit starting to see the same thing again and again. It's like Night of Champions can't come quick enough, really, can it?
I don't really understand it.
What part? Are we going to narrow it down, or the fact that the best thing for Raw every week is just Paul Heyman doing a promo, or?
Yes, the Heyman bit was very good. The bit where Cena started
pretending to turn was not good, though, was it?
But it's happening again, isn't it? I swear we covered this on a couple of weeks ago when I said that everybody tries to bring out the inner demon or the inner hatred of John Cena, but he hasn't got any. He just loves the kids.
He doesn't know how to do anything else.
And that's what's really, really frustrating about this, because we've seen it so many times. We've seen it with Kane. We saw it with Bray Wyatt. And now we had a segment with Heyman basically trying to do it as well, where he's trying to say, look, you got to turn on the fans. Just do it.
He was great. Lose the wristbands, lose the T-shirts. Just get angry, John. He's not having any of it, though, is he?
No, and is it me, or is that the most hated John Cena t-shirt of all time? I literally cannot stand it.
Well, it's his face, really, with a hand in front of it, isn't it? So it's the Hulk Hogan version, isn't it?
Oh, no, it's horrible.
I've got you one for Christmas.
Tell me you did not just say that. That's Booker T, by the way.
Oh, right. Okay. I just thought you were having a stroke. I'll take that back then if you don't want it. Sodja.
Someone else can have it. Anyone out there. Do you want a John Cena t-shirt? It's going live at Christmas.
I'll put it next to your
Giveaway.
Pink Hustle loyalty and respect one.
Did you hear about WWE 2K15 as well, by the way? Just off subject, is that I watched a video by Smack Talks where he said that there will be John Cena soundtracks on the game.
What, just the same one for the 10 years, is it? Or
I don't know. Anyway, that was off subject, but that kind of shocked me as well. Anything with Cena kind of does. Well, no, nothing does. Nothing shocks me with Cena.
Nothing should shock you. It's the same.
Yes, always the same. Always the same. Anyway, talking about Raw. So, who is the bunny? A new segment by Delzinski.
Well, you've sprung this on me like a bunny can spring.
Oh,
see what
God.
I did. See what I did there.
Really?
I have got no idea who the bunny is. Who do you think it is, Detective Delzinski?
Detective Delzinski's got a ring to it. # Detective Delzinski. Link below. Don't know what the link's to. Could be a link to Sandow. But there you go. So I had my detective's hat on, and I was looking into things, magnifying things, and
have you been making some deductions?
Some deductions?
Have you been deducing? Am I just making words up?
Have I been seducing?
I hope you haven't.
Renee Young? Yeah, definitely.
That's Bagwell's with you now.
No. I haven't seen him. Anyway.
Yeah. You keep telling yourself.
Who is the bunny? So, obviously.
It's Bagwell.
No. Well, it could be, actually. It could very well be. But anyway, I was looking into this, and, I'm very thorough with my research when it comes to things like this. And, we saw a super kick, didn't we? A super kick. So who does super kicks? Huh?
Pray tell. Go on.
There's only one master of the super kick, isn't there? The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. What do you mean it's not him?
He'd have to be bloody bored to dress up as a bunny, wouldn't he?
How do you not know this is going to be one big reveal? I'm pretty confident. Am I right or wrong that Adam Rose?
You got this off the dirt sheets?
No.
You got this out of your brain?
Yes.
Worrying.
No. Adam Rose, I'm sure at the moment, is undefeated.
Well, he doesn't really do a lot, does he? They seem to they've forgotten about him for the last few weeks.
Somebody's going to ruin my segment here by telling me that he's not, but I'm pretty confident that Adam Rose has not lost yet. And if this is the case, this is leading to a match at WrestleMania with none other than the Bunny, a.k.a. Shawn Michaels. Streak
Evil
over.
Bunny.
Streak. What about it? What about it?
Streak.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't actually remember a single Adam Rose match, if I'm completely honest with you.
Okay, all right then. So you're not sure about Shawn Michaels then?
I'm not utterly. Who's your next potential unveiling as of the Bunny?
So we saw a super kick, didn't we?
We did see a super kick,
but we also saw a 5-star frog splash. But
it can't be. It can't be.
It's not D'Lo Brown. Before you say that,
he's not doing much now.
but it's not D'Lo Brown. And when basically
you picking up a penguin again?
Nearly. 5-star frog splash. Recently, Mr. RVD went home. But he didn't go home because he became the Bunny and once again could take the streak from one Adam Rose at WrestleMania 31.
I know who it actually is.
It's one of them two.
CM Punk.
He didn't do a GTS.
He's concealing it well. This is the only conceivable part that CM Punk would come back to do is be the Bunny.
Maybe. Just maybe.
Do you have any more potential suspects, or are you out now?
Well, no, back to my point. I'm still swaying on the side of HBK because did you see the dancing he does as well? The little shuffles, HBK.
Well, if it is HBK,
yes,
I'll buy you another John Cena t-shirt.
No! Look, guys, comments box below. Who is the Bunny? I think I have done some fantastic detective work this week. And I will follow this up each week until we get the answer of who is the Bunny. I sound like someone from Through the Keyhole. Who is Through the Keyhole? What?
Who is the Bunny? Who put the bunny in the box?
HBK. Shawn Michaels. I've got it anyway. So obviously, guys, I want to get your views on this. This is probably one of the biggest talking points we've ever had on a We Talk. Who is Adam Rose's Bunny?
Who is the Bunny?
So, that was one of the most pointless segments we've ever had, but I feel it was an important one to bring to We Talk. As I said,
not as pointless as that Jerry Springer one.
Not as pointless. God, don't you just hate it when Raw decides to bring in celebrities? And this one is like, no. Did he really get injured at the end of that? Because it looked like he did.
He did look like, well,
but
he's
then
quite old now.
He gave the thumbs up, and I think that was from the shoulder that was meant to be hurt, so I'm not entirely sure.
But bless Jerry, he's quite old now. He couldn't get a job as a talk show host in the UK, could he? Jerry.
Oh.
You lost your voice there. But what was all this stuff? When did Raw start doing a season premiere?
I don't know, but I would have loved if Jeremy Kyle had come out and speared Jerry Springer. That WrestleMania moment, that really. Well, that would have made the premiere, wouldn't it?
Jeremy Kyle, for those who don't know, is a talk show host in the UK.
He's over there, man.
He's over there now, is he?
They know Jeremy Kyle.
But did he get banned from UK TV? Bloody should be. You're an avid watcher.
No. Well, basically, he's a poor man's Jerry Springer, isn't he?
And basically, that whole segment was just piss poor, wasn't it?
Yeah, again, I think it kind of unfortunately showcased the Bella's weaknesses. If we're going to get a bit serious, it's
It was the season premiere of Total Divas as well, wasn't it? And they seem to be staring up some of their bullshit angles in that as well with Nikki and John Cena.
Oh, have you been watching that though? Have you seen the clip?
I haven't seen the clip, but I've heard that clip. Have you seen it?
Yeah,
What happened?
when she's having the injection. Is this the one? Yeah. I gather this is the controversial one. Well, basically, she's having injections for
what?
something to do with like I think it's something to do with. I'm not. I didn't watch it all, Weeds.
She stopped. She's.
But anyway, look.
Yes, you did.
No. She's having an injection for some reason. Because I missed the start of it where I was trying to listen to what it was, but yeah. Didn't see it. Anyway, so she's had this injection, but she's trying to hide it from John Cena that she's had this injection. So they're showing someone round. I don't know what they're showing them. Maybe how annoying John Cena can be at home. But John Cena's showing this woman around about the house, and the house is amazing, by the way. And they're being shown around, and then the doorbell goes, and she goes down and lets. Well, no, the doorbell doesn't go. She just goes and lets in this random person do an injection, as you do. And she comes in and she takes them to another part of the house. So John Cena's showing this woman around. She's hiding in one room getting her injection, and then she comes out and she's got a little patch on her arm, but she's covering it up. And John Cena's so blind that he can't see it. And you know,
Does he slap her on the arm and go, "You all right, Brie?" Or Nikki? Because Brie would be weird if it was her, wouldn't it?
He gave her an attitude adjustment. No, it was a bit over dramatized as Total Divas is, but
it just doesn't fit in, does it? The whole thing with Raw at the moment.
But the thing that's annoying about it is I quite like Brie, but she struggles quite a lot as well to come across serious. Like
why do you quite like Brie?
She's all right. What?
I'm just curious why you quite like Brie.
Got great in-ring skills.
Great in-ring skills.
Mm.
You're saying she's a better wrestler than Nikki? You bitch.
Look, shut up.
So we've established you quite like looking at Brie. Yeah.
Yes.
Go on.
But no, but the problem is with the segment is that it's too over the top. It's so over the top that it's pathetic. And if they're trying to go for that, then congratulations, they're doing a good job. But I don't think the crowd are really into it either. It got kind of good when she speared her, and you could see bits and bobs all over the place, and everything's flopping about. But you know, and then she takes
Stephanie.
Yeah, then she gets involved, and it looks a bit like chaotic, which is quite good. But overall, people don't really want to see that. People aren't really fussed. The only reason why they're doing this anyway is to keep us remembering that Daniel Bryan is still relevant.
It's got to be other ways to do it. Let him go on the just let him do something else that isn't this. Because, I mean, how much time has been spent on this angle between Nikki and Brie for the last, 3-4 weeks? And we're not even getting a match at the moment unless they're going to include her in the Night of Champions.
She's obviously going to stitch her up, isn't she?
Yeah, but it doesn't warrant the angle they're trying to build with it.
What about
the whole Divas is still weird, isn't it? It's just weird.
But what about the old mum and dad on the old on the phone? Do you see them?
Yeah, Dad's just like, go away.
That was so false. That was so false. Yeah, Jerry, you need to sort him out. Yeah.
Where did JJ come from?
JJ?
He got the piss slapped out of him, didn't he?
When she goes to say JJ, I was thinking, who? JJ Bob Dylan? Who? And then, it's his brother. Oh, it's a brother. And then that bit was even rubbish. That was like the big bit, wasn't it? That was the big bit, who he was going to side with, and even that was a massive letdown. I thought he was going to turn on Brie, but he didn't.
But the whole thing's just weird, and AJ and Paige still weird. It's all weird.
Yeah,
done ranting.
I just sort of think to myself, it doesn't.
It's not building to anything, is it?
No. Guys, let us know what you think of the older Bella segment and the Divas at the moment. I mean, I'm quite fond of the matches that like AJ and Paige and people like that are having, but This isn't about having matches though. This is about promoting Total Divas, and that's sometimes where the WWE make their mistake because I think
They're trying to do too much, aren't they? Again.
Yeah. So, I mean, they've completely forgotten about the best diva on the roster, Eva Marie.
I'm going to stop taking you seriously if you keep saying things like that.
Okay.
But no, didn't you think it opened up so well? With the match it opened up with Y2J and Bray Wyatt, it was a cracking match to open up with. And it ended with a really good match. It's just that bloody hour they get to 2 hours in again. They think, oh, Christ, what are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? Let's stick Jerry Springer on. That'll solve it.
I've never ever been a fan of bringing in like famous people onto Raw. Like when they used to have the famous GMs, and I just can't stand it.
Oh, I like Hugh Jackman when he came on.
Yeah, but still,
it's only because he beats up the Miz.
It's still the best bit of Raw was NXT this week.
It was.
How much was Adrian Neville trying? It was just like, and it was just seamless. It was like he just really wanted to put on a good show, and he really did. Like he pulled it off. And
it was great, wasn't it? 'Cause we went to a SmackDown taping, and they had them on Sami Zayn and Adrian Neville as part of a dark match, didn't they? And it was probably the best match in the whole evening.
Well, Tyler Breeze done him a massive favour as well, because Tyler Breeze was selling everything perfectly. Like even the splash at the end, he pretty much moved into the position to make sure it worked. So they had a good understanding that they all needed to make that work, I think, to get each other over. And I think they did a very good job, and it was successful. And I've got a feeling, as I can't wait for Devitt to arrive. And I think that potentially Devitt might be the guy that comes in and maybe topples Neville, and then Neville may come up to the main roster. But I think there'll be a feud there first, and I hope they're going to have a feud, these two, because if they don't, I'll be seriously disappointed. Because Devitt is now putting out a lot of stuff where it's looking like he's coming in imminently, and they've got their NXT pay-per-view, haven't they, coming up very soon? So
it's Thursday, yeah. I mean, there's not when you're bringing in guys like that, other than the mic skills, there's not really a lot that he's going to need to learn in NXT, is there? He could go on there and he'd probably be one of the top wrestlers in the company straight off with what he can do already. It is good, like you say, to see NXT popping up on the main programs, and I think they popped up on Main Event last night as well, because I think you had the Ascension on there against Los Matadors. So Ascension, yeah, I think they can't get them on Raw quick enough.
They need to get the tag belts off of the Usos, because unfortunately, as much as I like the Usos, they just need. I would have given it to Rowan and Harper. How many more times are these guys not going to get those belts?
Well, I'd imagine it probably they may be when we cover Night of Champions, because you got Gold Dust and Stardust who are probably going to take those belts off them. Can you see that happening?
Yeah.
But that's it. I mean, they need to do something, and I think the Ascension having that kind of dominant tag team coming up and through would be great. But they keep saying it, and the one thing that always pisses me off about the commentary when you get Michael Cole and JBL talking about...
It's absolutely amazing!
Yeah, they start that. Oh, and don't start me with "This is awesome" chant again, because they were doing it the crowd the whole way through. But with NXT, they go, "This guy's so ready. Well, stop telling us he's so bloody ready, and just put him on the bloody roster. Never
seen someone so good in the last 20 years that does moves like this. Rob Van Dam. Hello.
I didn't know Michael Cole was drunk.
That's not Michael Cole. It's JBL, man.
All right. Well, I thought you were doing a piss Michael Cole. So.
Can't believe you just damaged my...
Yep, I just had a go at your reputation of doing impersonations. I do apologise, Delzinski.
You're fired.
Oh, you did, Steph. That's a great one. But yeah, what did you think? The two main event style matches, I suppose they had with Roman Reigns and Randy Orton and Y2J and Bray Wyatt. Good matches.
Hoorah! 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 I don't know why I put that in there. I just fancied it.
Like a child.
I do like Titus O'Neil, by the way, just to throw it out there. I think he's all right. It's got great personality. Another tag team ruined. Anyway, back to what you were saying. Impression was pretty good though, wasn't it? Pretty sweet. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to. I don't know. I thought it was very weird, the old Orton Jericho bit, but I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Weird.
I wouldn't mind seeing that feud, to be honest.
I can't really remember it too much. I'm assuming it has happened before already, and I'm sure someone will be able to tell us when it did happen. But it just came out of nowhere because Randy Orton was doing his normal, I'm just pissed off at the world. I'll show you, Hunter. He never gets angry at Hunter, though, does he?
And they had the best feud.
They did.
They had one of the best feuds ever.
The one going up into WrestleMania. Is that what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where he kept punting everyone in the head.
Well, that and obviously as part of Evolution when it was thumbs up, thumbs down.
Oh, yeah, the first one.
Yeah, don't you remember? that was one of the best ever. I loved that feud.
Yeah, who did Orton take the title off? That was off Benoit, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, and I remember because he was on Big Dave's shoulders, wasn't he, the night after on Raw?
Yeah, and then he had an absolutely epic match with Triple H. It was really good feud, and I don't know. I very much doubt we're going to ever see that. But yeah, I mean, just overall strange. Another strange thing maybe that you'd like to know, Weeds, as well as part of all of this, is potentially rumours circling that the next feud for one Brock Lesnar is the Big Show.
Oh, God, no.
And that
the chair won the Royal Rumble match. Let's just leave it there.
So, I mean,
is he going to be a giant again?
Hope he'd be the Big Show baby, to be honest.
Still
waiting for
watching. I don't want to see that again. Just give Batista some extra money and let's have that feud instead.
Well, that's the one I want, because I think if you need someone that's going to be powerful to come back, and I really do think that they need somebody to come back to take Lesnar on, because I don't think there's anyone big enough, strong enough on the roster who can take down Brock Lesnar. They've built him up so much. I'm very worried though that they might just go with a one Cena victory and Seth Rollins.
A Night of Champions.
Well, just imagine if they do that. I mean, how ridiculously... Did you hear about John Cena when he was putting out... I don't know if it was a tweet or he said this, but I'd read it somewhere that he'd come out with, just look at what happened to The Undertaker after he met Brock Lesnar. Never to be seen again, but look at me. I'm straight back on Raw.
He buried him.
Do you know what I mean? I was like, cheers, John.
He doesn't know anything else but eat, sleep, be John Cena, be John Cena, be John Cena. That wasn't good, was it?
You suck.
Oh, you don't. It's only because I said Cena. You don't mean that.
You suck.
So harsh.
But I mean, yeah. I mean, it's all a bit up in the air, isn't it? I mean, actually, to be honest, Night of Champions looks pretty good. I'm quite looking forward to the pay-per-view. I will be live tweeting during it, so join me at Delzinski. Sounds even more creepy, doesn't it?
I was going to say, you're not getting any better.
But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. I'll be live tweeting, so I'm looking forward to it. I think it's got a good card. But overall, each week that goes by with Monday Night Raw just throws up lots of uncertainty. I mean...
You're kind of waiting for that pay-per-view to get out of the way so that we can hit that reset button again, hopefully get Dean Ambrose back on the programme, because I think they've missed him the last couple of weeks. And yeah, that's pretty much where I am with Raw at the moment. Just get past the pay-per-view and then we can start again.
But do you think, when you hit reset, why a reset?
Well, you just get the new feuds, because for me, I don't know, the last few weeks, it feels like I'm seeing the same Raw and just a little tweak here or there. And I know the feuds gradually build, but it doesn't really feel like anything's building too much. As I said, the Bellas isn't turning into a match. If it was going to turn into a match, it should have happened. Mm-hmm. Y2J, is he in and out the company at the moment? To be honest, I was expecting this Bray Wyatt match to happen at the Night of Champions. So the fact that it's happened on Raw, I kind of think Jericho's off, and then obviously they've done the whole knee angle. So it kind of feels... It doesn't feel like there's anything really going. I mean, what's Randy Orton doing at the moment? What's his feud going into Night of Champions?
So you don't think it's going to be a Jericho Orton match then?
No. I can't see it.
So
I just think Jericho's
you think it was to write him off, and then potentially he'll pick that up when he chooses to come back.
I think he will come back, and I'd like to see him come back more regularly than he did before. But it feels like there's some good stuff that's going to be on Night of Champions, but then there's some stuff everyone's just waiting to see John Cena, Brock Lesnar again, aren't they?
Yeah, for me, overall, as long as Brock Lesnar wins, I'll be very happy at this pay-per-view, because I think you can't go to all this effort. I actually think it's going to be a dodgy finish, to be honest. I reckon that it may have someone interfere, and no DQ, no contest. I cannot, for the love of God, believe that John Cena will let himself be beaten like he was at SummerSlam again. I cannot see it. As much as I think it should go down that route, I actually think the best thing for Cena would be to be squashed again and then repackaged. I've said this loads of times. I've said it loads of times.
You were right about Chris Jericho. I just did have a quick check, and they did announce yesterday that it will be Orton versus Jericho. So maybe Jericho is around a bit longer than we initially thought he was going to be. Sounds like they're having a singles match at Night of Champions.
Hashtag Detective Delzinski on it again.
All over it.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I mean, that kind of brings us to the end, really. I mean, as you said, Weeds, it's very up and down. There's like bits that you think to yourself, oh, that was pretty good. Like there's a lot of comedy in Raw, or there's a lot of trying to be comedy, and some bits pay off. Like I actually found the Bunny bit funny, the Miz bit funny. I didn't mention Sheamus and Cesaro, pretty good feud coming out of this. Like these two,
they're doing a good job.
I like their matches, but
what it's like you're saying with the Bellas, with the amount of time they've been given, considering Chris Jericho, and as I've just discovered, is going against Randy Orton at Night of Champions, that's going to get a 2-week build-up. And one of those weeks is that Chris Jericho was just attacked. Surely some of that Bella time could have been better spent, because this is probably arguably going to be the best match on the card, would you say, Jericho Orton?
Best match?
Well, it's going to be one of the top ones, isn't it, when you look at what else is on there?
Cesaro, Sheamus.
I mean, like you say, there is some good matches, but why would you build Jericho Orton up for 1 week?
Late. Yeah, it is. It's too late. What would have been much better this week is to have had Jericho. I know Jericho obviously hurt his knee, but why didn't he get involved in that cage? Why didn't he do that big spot off the top of the cage to save Roman Reigns?
At the end.
Yeah.
At the end.
That would have been much better than that just random segment. Why didn't he come out and help Roman Reigns? Would have made much more sense.
I think that's where my brain's kind of ticking in. I think, he's done his knee, so he's going to disappear. But then suddenly, the day after Raw, it's announced that he's going against Orton. So yeah, like you say, we've just booked a better spot, haven't we?
Yeah, and that's it. I think sometimes they just don't pick the right way to introduce a feud. Like, he could have got involved there. That would have been a nice way to then separate the two. So you'd have him, maybe he jumped and hit Orton with that, and then Roman Reigns and Rollins could have continued. So they just, but sometimes the booking's just not quite right. It's questionable. Vince Russo was questioning quite a lot about the Bella segments over the last few weeks, but he's not exactly one to talk, is he?
Well, at least there's no dodgy Katie Vick angles in there, is there?
Or Judy Bagwell on a pole match.
No, but I think we should start petitioning our boss for that match.
Do you reckon? I don't think we'll get it approved.
I don't think we'll get it approved.
Yeah, I mean, that brings us to a close once again, but I have got the one shout out just this week, and it's very fitting because we've been talking about Jericho, and it's Mr. Y2J Gaming. Yes, you are Daniels approved, and you are Bagwell approved. So that is the only shout out, guys. If you want to get shouted out on We Talk, all you got to do is hit me up at Delzinski with your name and whether you want to be Daniels approved or Bagwell approved. If you want to be both, just put both.
Are you allowed to be both?
Of course.
Mm.
Of course. So that brings us to the end, to a very confusing We Talk this week. I mean, who is the bunny?
I don't know who the bunny is. Perhaps someone will tell us and put to end the riddle of all riddles.
Well, I told you, it's a weekly thing now. I'm going to be bringing you the utmost in information about bunnies. I don't know where that's going to go or where that will lead to, but...
Yeah, it can go a few different angles, can't it?
Bunny stuff.
Just go to the Playboy bunnies. They're the best ones.
I didn't even think about that. I will be doing a lot of research on this thing. That is going to be bunny stuff.
Well, you have fun for the next week doing your research.
I will. I don't know what you're going to be doing. You probably won't see me for a good few hours.
I'm sure.
Okay, so anyway, guys, as always, thank you for listening. And Weeds, do you wanna say anything or say anything to sign off this week? Anything entertaining you might possibly want to provide?
No, until next week, guys, when we'll be back doing this again, probably some Night of Champions predictions. Have a good week and see you then.
Yes, laters.